Hey guys, it's Troy Francis coming at you from central Riga. It's a beautiful, if slightly windy, spring day. And I suppose what I wanted to talk about now was just to provide a little bit of hope, okay? And maybe it's a good day for it because spring has sprung, sun is out, Europe is starting to wake up, and I hope we're in for another glorious, long, warm summer. We will see. But I wanted to provide a little bit of hope because I think there's a lot of doom and despair out there about dating and about romance and about getting into relationships and all this kind of thing, largely propagated by myself because obviously I tend to have a quite doomer attitude on these things. But I have to balance that, I suppose, with this message, which is that there is a way forward for you. There is hope. Okay, in terms of creating meaningful connections with women. Now, I mean, I'm not sure if I particularly like the direction the world seems to be going in at the moment. If you look at, for example, ChatGPT, popped up fairly recently, didn't it? You know, and this is a revolutionary device or program or whatever it is that allows us to generate text almost as though it's been written by a human being. Now, I've played around with it myself, and I think it's got a way to go yet. I've done things like I've got it to write things in the style of Shakespeare and Dickens, and being very familiar with both of those writers, I can tell you that the quality of what it comes out with is not particularly good at the moment, if I'm being honest. But look, I mean, how long is it going to take before it gets better and better? I mean, very fast, I would imagine. Are we going to get to a point where ChatGPT is able to write a novel or write a film script with the same emotional resonance as a human being could? I don't know the answer to that. I kind of hope not, but who knows? I'm probably going to be disappointed in that. So why am I talking about this and what's it got to do with dating? Well, we are living in a world now that is increasingly powered by technology, okay? It's increasingly mediated through technology, okay? And what does that say? What does that mean for human relationships? Well, I don't think it means anything particularly good, to be honest, because now you can get ChatGPT on your phone, for example. I've just downloaded it, and you can get it to make responses to text messages. So you could type in, say a girl messages you and she says a certain thing, you know, you could then type into ChatGPT and get it to come up with a reply. And then she, on the other side, could type into her ChatGPT and make up a reply to you. So you could unwittingly end up in a conversation where on both sides actually the responses are being generated by machines, which is sort of dystopian when you think about it, really. But even taking the AI out of the equation for a moment, you know, we're meeting partners increasingly by swiping on screens on mobile phones, which would have been unthinkable, you know, a decade ago, a couple of decades ago. Now is just absolutely the norm. We are outsourcing our dating lives in a way to a corporation, to corporations, which seems to me to be the opposite, really, direction that we want to be going in. So you've got the technology which is creating this quite dystopian sort of landscape out of that, and that's on top of all the other difficulties that we know exist in dating. I've talked about this a lot, of course, on this channel, but the fact that there are no societal constraints on the way you behave, you know, people can shop around for the best possible partner, they can kick you to the curb, there's no real comeback on any of this stuff. It is what it is, right? And, you know, female sexuality is basically predicated on finding the best possible, the highest grade partner that they can, and why wouldn't it be? So if you don't measure up, there's a danger that you could get kicked to the curb, and on a long enough timeline, nobody measures up. So that's problematic, and then overlaid with that is what's happening in tech. So it's all a little bit bleak in a way, or it could be regarded as a little bit bleak, because you kind of think, well, where's all this going, you know? I mean, where's all this gonna end up? However, there is an answer to all of this, okay? And the answer is quite simply human connection, all right? Genuine, authentic human connection. Because there is no way that can be replicated by a machine. Well, not for another few years anyway. And what I mean by genuine human connection is the ability to go up to somebody, to have a conversation with them, to look them in the eye, and to create something real, to create something genuine with that person, okay? And that is the thing that is going to make you stand out from the crowd. That is the thing that is going to give you the success that you're looking for, all right? Now, I'm not, in saying that, it sounds like I'm saying don't use dating apps, it's all about cold approach. I'm not saying that, actually. You can still use the dating apps. You can still use dating sites or whatever. That's okay. But ultimately, and look, I mean, you know, your results may vary on those things, but you can use them if you want to, as part of your strategy, you know, a bit of dating app action, a bit of meeting in real life or cold approach, or whatever you want to call it. You know, you might want to go to some nightclubs and bars, a bit of travel, all of those things together. You can use all of that as part of your strategy, okay? But in the end, even if you meet on Tinder, you're still going to have to meet her. You're still going to have to sit down with her in the bar or in the coffee shop or wherever it is you go to, and you're going to have a conversation with her, okay? And this is where the skill comes in. This is where the magic happens, because even if, and this happens a lot, you know, speak to women, they will confirm this. You can meet on a dating app, okay, and she thinks, oh, he's great, he's really nice, blah, blah, blah. I like his pictures, I like his ripped abs in picture 4 and in the carousel and all of that. And then she meets up with you, and if you are a bit of a boring clown, if you don't have a lot to say for yourself, if you're not able to create the kind of connection with her that I'm talking about, then she's going to lose interest very, very, very quickly, okay? So even if you are winning the game in terms of using the tech, you know, you're using the dating apps, you're getting some good, you know, you're getting dates out of it, you're getting some good results. But nothing much is really coming from it. Then where you're falling down is creating this emotional connection, okay? Now, what do I mean by emotional? Well, it can mean a number of things. I mean, the most obvious emotion that's associated with dating is, of course, excitement about, you know, sex, having that erotic sexual undercurrent. So, are you able to create that? Are you able to ignite that? But there are other things as well. There is nostalgia for times past. There is excitement about the future, about future plans. There is intensity of feeling. Are you able to communicate what you are passionate about and make her passionate about it as well? Okay, this is the thing. This is the magic sauce on a date that really brings the date to life. Okay, regardless of what you're passionate about, whether it's aardvarks or pottery or deep sea underwater diving or whatever it is, are you able to sit there in front of her and tell her about it and have a conversation that draws her in, so that she feels it as well, so that she gets passionate and excited about that thing as well, so she finds you, by extension, exciting and dynamic and passionate and an interesting, exciting person to be with, right? That's what you need to do. And if you're not doing that, guess what? She's going to get bored pretty quickly, okay? You've got to, and this is really, I mean, what am I talking about here? Ultimately, what I'm talking about here is charisma, okay? Do you have charisma? Are you able to draw people in to your world? Hi. Are you able to draw people into your world and communicate emotion that they pick up on and they vibe with, all right? Energy, so important, right? Do you have an energy that is attractive, that pulls people in, that draws people into you? If you don't, this is the stuff that you need to work on, because that is the stuff that gives you cut through. Okay, it's intangible, it's quite hard to articulate sometimes, it's quite hard to teach, but it is possible to teach and it is possible to learn. And this is what's going to give you standout in this strange digital science fiction world that we all inhabit now, of AI and dating apps and technology and everything else that is sort of pushing the humanity out of the picture. But humanity will never be pushed out of the picture until we become extinct, which hopefully is a little while yet. So creating emotion, creating human connection, authentic, real human connection, that's what you need to work on, okay? And that is what I work with guys to teach them, okay? Because a lot of guys that I work with, great guys, well put together, decent looking, got a lot going for them, but they're not able to open themselves up in the manner that's required in order to create emotion, in order to create that deep connection with women and see the results that come from that in their dating lives, okay? So that's what I work with guys on. So look, if this is resonating with you, you can book a free call with me to discuss your own particular situation. The link is below. You can book a free 15 minutes, we'll have a chat. Other than that, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Write a comment below, let me know what you think about this subject. Give me a like, and also you should grab my collection of 11 books, Renegade Dating Blueprint, which outlines a lot of my experiences and strategies and advice as far as the dating scene is concerned. See you guys again very soon. Troy Francis in Riga. Bye-bye.